Welcome to this edition of Dufferin Life. I'm your host, Teena Avery, and I'm here with Liz Fusato. She's here, familiar face.
Teena, it's been a year.
It has been a year. It has been a year. We're in the new year. We're going to talk about what's cooking.
What's cooking?
What's cooking. Thank you so much for coming back on.
Oh, my pleasure. As always, as always.
So let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
About what we're going to be making today. What are we making first?
Okay, so I like to entertain. You're in the biz. You're in the business. So these are just some quick, easy kind of appetizers that you can serve that I came up with. The first one is a mushroom appetizer. So I am using, these are quite large.
Okay.
So I do like to use cremini mushrooms. These are cremini. Yeah. Okay. They're the baby portobellos. Mm-hmm. All right. And you'll see, unlike the portobello, the gills are pretty small. You don't have to scoop them out. They're fine. So that's the mushroom I'm using today. Typically I use garlic with this as well. Mm-hmm. Secret to this is, of course, a nice hot pan. So I'm just waiting for that to go. Shallot or garlic, whatever you like. Charlotte likes the shallot.
And Gregory likes the garlic.
We haven't been drinking, we promise. Yeah, so this is if you haven't used the shallot, they're great. It's kind of a combination of onion and garlic, not species-wise, flavor-wise. Anyway, so let's get on this. So, yeah, so of course, like I said, hot pan is essential. Mm-hmm. And then we're just going to add just a bit. I like to do the combo. And you're going to see that sizzle. Don't worry about remember, there is going to be, and that's what we want. I know it seems like, wow, smoke. But don't worry, because guess what? I'm going to cut that down with a bit of butter.
Okay, so olive oil?
Yes, olive oil
and butter.
Okay. And I know I've said it before, but I always wonder, do people listen to me? Don't use an expensive olive oil when you're cooking.
Right, because,
you want, and it changes the flavor. The whole reason for buying an expensive olive oil is to enjoy the flavor, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's great for the drizzle. Great. So we've got the foam going, and we're going to get that nice and hot. So we're going to go in now.
Okay.
With the shallot.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yes.
Chopping that up.
Yes.
So would you ever do a combination of both the shallot and garlic?
Yes, and that is actually, guess what? That was my intention.
Well, you know what? But
and I don't know what happened to my garlic. But see, that's the way cooking is.
Yeah, you work with what you have.
You work with what you have. So yes, Teena, you are correct. Typically, I like the combination of both. Okay. A nice fine chop, and not a chop like, you want this pretty fine. You'll see those pieces pretty fine, and those are going to go in. Sizzle.
Perfect. So with the shallot, what's the difference between a shallot and just a regular onion?
It is, so not as pungent in flavor as an onion.
Okay.
Not as pungent. And also, your eyes are not going to water. Well, mine don't with shallot.
Okay. Well, mine are not, but then
they call it the rich man's onion or garlic. But you know what? They're not. I mean, the cost of food has been
just crazy.
Yeah, let's us poor people in Ontario. So, and this, I feel, this is cost effective actually, because a little goes a long way.
Okay.
It's a great also alternative for people that, you'll have guests that don't eat meat. And this is a great vegetarian alternative. And mushrooms are just one of those things that still gives you that meatier.
Right, well, it can fill you up, right? Like, I love portobello mushrooms, and you can have a portobello mushroom as your entire meal and be completely full.
Yes.
Right? Depending on how you do it. Like, I love to, I marinate them for a while, I throw them in the oven, and then I take them out and, put a little bit of roasted red pepper, a little bit of tomato sauce, some mozzarella, a little bit of basil and oregano. Put it back in the oven. Yeah.
I'm coming to your house. So do you do cooking? Do you enjoy cooking?
I enjoy cooking. I don't enjoy baking. I enjoy cooking. And soups are one of my favorites to make. I love to make soup.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy cooking, especially something new. Because I think the first time, I don't know if everyone's like me, but the first time I follow the recipe to the T because I want to taste it the way it's supposed to taste.
Exactly.
And then when you make it the next time, you're like, oh, I think I want a little bit more of this, or I want a little bit more of, you know what I mean? And
exactly.
You know what? I never thought maybe I'll throw some rosemary in there, and like just changing it up. And that's what I do with soups. I literally look to see what's in the fridge or what's in the freezer, and then you're just like, oh.
It's the clean out my fridge meal.
Yes.
Me too. I am a huge fan of it. I agree. Always something quick. You can make it hearty. You can make it light. Mm-hmm. Such a great thing. And you can freeze it easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just eyeballing the amount here.
Okay.
Guys, so, again, it all depends on how many people you're serving, or maybe it's just for yourself.
Well, this is it, right? You can enjoy a lot of these things
on your own.
You don't have to make hors d'oeuvres for other people.
No. You don't want a heavy meal every night, so make yourself a beautiful little hors d'oeuvre. I love those nights, actually, with a glass of wine or whatever, a beer.
Or a bottle of water. There you go.
Or a bottle of water.
Yeah, you never know.
Anyway.
But yeah.
Question, do you garden?
Do I garden? No.
Because I always find people that like to cook are big garden people too, for some reason. No,
I'm the exact opposite. I let other people garden for me if I can. If I have to do it, I will do it. But because of the trade that I'm in, I'm usually not home on weekends.
Oh yeah,
or
that's
evenings,
right. That's right.
Unless I get a weekday where it's nice and sunny, I'll go out and do it. But I would prefer other people do it.
I'm missing a spoon.
Okay.
Which I'm just gonna reach over here. Sorry, guys, I'm out of camera. Look at that. I'm back.
You're back. And it was only momentary, yes.
This is cooking like real life. So let's get these. Now, again, this isn't your stove that we have, stovetop that we have at home.
Right.
So anyway, we really want to get those nice and caramelized. Mm-hmm. But that's fine. It's getting there. It's getting there. And this is like you just mentioned, this is where you want to make it your own. Which herbs do you like? Which herbs don't you like?
Right.
Right? And so you definitely can make this your own. Do you want, I've added sausage to this.
Okay, that sounds divine. Yeah.
It's so delicious. I've used this as also a filling for let it cool down using phyllo.
Okay.
Using puff pastry. You can toss a pasta in this. It's very versatile. Very versatile. I would definitely add a little more butter.
Okay.
If we're going to do the pasta thing.
Yes. So when we're waiting for this to cook, we're looking for it to caramelize. And is it like onions? Like you're looking for them to be clear, right? Like it's that sort of
yes. So yes, you want it to clear up and sort of brown ever so slightly. Mm-hmm. Remember always, garlic burns very quickly. So if you are adding garlic to this, that goes kind of closer to the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be very, very weary of adding it right at the beginning. So to this, I am going to make it just a wee bit spicy.
Okay.
So I just have this. It's an Italian hot pepper hot spice blend that I buy. And you can smell it already.
Yeah.
Yum, yum, yum.
I can't tell you. If there was Scratch and Sniff TV, you guys would be enjoying this as much as I am right now.
So that's going in there.
Delicious.
And then, of course, your salt.
Right.
You got to add your salt. I would also perhaps add a splash of brandy in here, but do that again near the end. And that's where, when you've caramelized, it's going to pick up any of the bits that have landed at the bottom of the pan, right?
Okay.
So that cleans up that nicely.
Is it like a cooking brandy or like a drinking brandy?
I use a good quality brandy. I use the good stuff. Not $300 a bottle. But we don't want to.
Oh, it smells absolutely delicious in here.
Now, what am I going to do with these? So here, I've gone ahead. So now they are cold, but these are Yorkshire puddings.
Okay. Do you want me to hold those?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So those are the Yorkies, and you know, I would rewarm them up so they get crisp again. But
Okay.
these are a fabulous vessel for this because they will pick up all that beautiful juice from the mushroom and the butter, the garlic, and they're a lovely presentation. I just put them in these cups. I did not bake them in there.
Right.
I did not bake them in there, but I was tempted to try, but I'm not sure. Not sure
Okay.
if that's going to work.
Perfect.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, it smells good in here.
So now, just to give you an idea, we are going, oops, there we are. We're going to fill each one. You'll see why I put the cup.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
You'll see why I added the cup, because they will.
They look, they
Oh.
look fabulous. They smell fabulous too. As I
Thank
said
you.
3 times already, but
Thank you, thank you.
yeah.
But listen, you
It
can
doesn't
do
take
anything.
long to do it, right?
No, and these Yorkies, I mean, I made mine this morning. It took I don't know. But you can also buy them. You
Right.
can buy them made already. I saw them and I'm like, that's fabulous. Frozen, no problem.
She's just not the perfect cook. She's got just the right amount for just the right number.
This is a little miracle. Teena, miracles
They
happen.
do happen.
Now,
right here on Dufferin Life. Yeah.
we've got some beautiful feta cheese.
Feta
We're gonna
cheese.
let
Okay,
that
now I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is it for me.
crumble,
I
crumble,
love feta.
crumble, crumble.
Right.
And there you go. Oops. Let's not be cheap, right here.
No, they're just, oh my gosh, like,
Oops, I think I'm
You're sizzling?
causing a wee bit of a fire there. No,
Not at all.
no.
Not at all.
And then, of course, I'm a big garnisher.
Okay.
I'm a big garnish. And what I have there, oops, I am gonna move that. I'm getting worried now.
Absolutely. Look at, I'm
you.
just the perfect little helper.
You're awesome, man. You're awesome. And I did have, there we go. I'm gonna turn this one off too.
Is this dill?
You know what that is? And this is coming up in my next dish. That's fennel.
Fennel. Okay.
Yeah, so we call
It
it.
looks like dill, but it obviously doesn't.
Yeah, and so there you go. Beautiful little, just makes everything look, you gotta have that little bit of green.
I could just like sit down with a glass of whatever and just enjoy this.
Isn't that lovely?
Like, I think sometimes it's just so nice to not have like you said earlier, a big meal. Sometimes it's nice to just have, you can have a
Right.
couple of them and then, half an hour later you have a couple more and then, yeah.
Yeah, and then a couple, no,
Yeah.
and then a couple more. But there you are. But there you go. It's got, again, keeping in mind, the Yorkies, they're going to be nice and crisp. So then they'll be able to soak up that beautiful garlicky mushroom.
Wonderful. Well, Liz is not leaving us. She's going to stay. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back, and here comes some more delicious food.
Yay!
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
It's Wednesday Night Hockey.
The ultimate midweek showdown here on Sportsnet.
Here we go.
Hockey's best go head-to-head, featuring division rivalries that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey on Sportsnet.
Are you here for the full 60 minutes?
I'm here for that, and maybe some overtime.
Sportsnet Plus. Stream live games, NHL highlights, and more. Sign in with your TV service provider or subscribe at sportsnetplus.ca.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
It's a lot of prep work, eh?
Welcome back to Dufferin Life. Thanks for staying with us. If you're just tuning in, oh my goodness, it's delicious in here. Liz is joining us, and we are going to be making a few more things for you today.
Yes.
And we're just talking about things that are fairly easy to make, and that people can do if you happen to be entertaining, or maybe you and just your partner just want to have a fancy night and just have something a little bit different.
And chill. Hey, and guess what, guys? This next one I'm making, well, the next two, you can make this in advance. This is great. And you can put it in the fridge. Easy peasy, pull it out, and still enjoy your company. First thing up, I know this is probably more summery.
Okay. It's all good.
But I love shrimp.
Okay.
And guess what I found out, Teena?
I'm not the biggest fan of shrimp.
My hair. Sorry. Sorry.
We have a lot of fun on the set.
Yes, every time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not a big fan of shrimp, but I'm all about. I know my family loves it, so
I'm trying to think. I'm whirling. What can we sub for you? Do you like any type of seafood at all? Going in with some shallot again.
Ah, yes. But yeah, so no, the seafood I eat is mainly like salmon or whitefish. I'm not like a shellfish person.
Okay.
I'm not like I don't do that.
Yeah. No,
but you know what? It's a texture
my
thing.
daughter can't do it either.
It's a texture
she's not a
thing.
fan.
Yeah.
Oh, can I do a shout out?
Of course you can.
So I volunteer at the food bank whenever I can, and one of the ladies that volunteer there, she watches all the programming. Her name is Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Thank you for watching. Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and thank you for all that you do for the community at the food bank.
Yes. I'm a huge supporter of the Orangeville Food Bank. Know many of the ladies and gentlemen that are there.
She's amazing.
Wonderful. So we're cutting up some shallots.
Shallots. So unlike, I'm not doing a dice. Instead, I am doing some fine. It's almost like the rings.
Okay.
But half rings, okay? But super fine. Take your time.
How often should you sharpen knives?
Oh gosh, I am the worst. But really, you should be doing it quite, depending on how much you cook.
Right.
Like this one isn't bad. It isn't bad. But because I get lazy by not sharpening, you'll see here, when I do get them sharpened, that's when I cut myself because I'm, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. So let's rock here.
Yeah.
So this part I'm going to do, this requires a little more marinating than before you add your shrimp.
Okay.
This is fennel.
Okay.
Fennel is a very small, tastes like licorice.
Okay.
I have used it before. Again, let's keep it nice and fine, but just very reminiscent of like a Mediterranean cuisine. So super fine. And please don't judge me, anybody that's a chef out there.
Oh, we're not here to judge. We're here to cook and eat.
Yes. So listen, if you don't like fennel, it is I find it's an acquired taste.
It is. It definitely is. Yeah.
Yes. So it's got that,
I rank it up there with radicchio, which is a very acquired taste.
Yes, and guess, these are things that I was brought up eating, so I have that in my palate, but I know quite a few people. It's very, it's not a common vegetable. I find they're delicious. As you would do a braised leek, replace it with fennel, but you have to like the flavor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, see this? Now. Bye. You don't make the cut. I'm gonna do a smaller portion than I would.
Yeah.
So again, so I'm just gonna do one more little thing of fennel. You are going to marinate this portion.
Okay.
I would say if you could, in the fridge.
Just the shallots and
the shallot
and
yes, and then we're just gonna add our bit of salt. And then
I always laugh when people who are cooking go a bit of salt, and I'm looking at that like that's a lot of salt. But I'm bad because I don't use a lot of salt in cooking. But I mean, I do use it. But yeah, and
yes.
is that the spicy?
And that's a spicy one again.
Okay.
We're going to also, I'm going to cut, look at some basil.
With scissors?
With scissors.
Okay.
Because this just makes it so much faster.
Right.
I also cut my pizza with scissors. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
I do. It's a family secret. This is an aged balsamic.
Okay.
This is almost like syrup. You don't need very much of it, and that's going to go in there.
Okay.
Okay. And then not too much because we're going in with our lemon.
I'm going to just flip it up just so people can have a look on the inside.
Now you're crushing. Why do we want this before we add the shrimp? Shrimp will cook in the acids.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna end up really. Whoop! There goes the seed. Oh, it's gonna end up mushy.
Okay.
So that's why this part. Do it in advance. Allow this to really get into those, into the fennel.
Are we using a full small lemon?
This is a full small lemon.
Okay.
Perhaps I shouldn't be using that much because it's kind of a half recipe. All right, so I'm gonna just whisk that all together.
Right.
And then in with our olive oil.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm doing the fast version, guys. There we go. And it just makes, it's a beautiful.
And how long do we marinate it for?
I would leave it if you could, at least an hour.
Okay.
Okay, but we're going
right in because we
expedite.
don't have an hour, right?
These are poached, chilled shrimp.
Okay. And we don't take the tails off? Or do we?
Oh, you know what? I don't.
Okay.
But you're right. Please. Do what you feel most comfortable.
I'm just curious because I don't work with shrimp, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
And some people, I mean, that's like a big no-no. Other people do not mind at all.
Okay.
So this is a beautiful salad.
It is beautiful.
Visually. Right, Teena?
Well, I can't.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have, okay, so now, again, if this is an appetizer, let's do a nice little presentation, drizzle. So you can either like this in a nice single container, or if it's an outdoor event, or your poolside,
right?
And you don't want the glass to break, you can also do these cute little, I just did these cute little containers. Now, disregard the tape at the back.
Right.
Because I would glue them down.
Right.
That tape at the back is not a good thing. But I just thought they looked
Nobody
pretty.
would have even noticed if you wouldn't have pointed it out.
You're right. You're right. That's what we do, right? As human beings, we.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we get the drift. Let's get one more, and then I have these beautiful little serving forks. There we go.
She always has those finishing touches.
There we go. And again, you can take the time, make that look a little cleaner, right?
Lovely.
So we're gonna set this aside. Now, real quick, really quick. How quick can I do this? How quick can I do?
We have at least 5 minutes. So
We
you
do?
good, yeah.
Oh, good.
We've got 5 minutes.
Okay. This is how it really is in real life. Have you worked at a restaurant before, Teena?
No.
It's chaos.
I did.
You better know how to
I
hustle.
did a serving thing for charity one time, and they said we're inviting celebrities out, and I'm like, well, I'm not really a celebrity, but maybe some people in Lawrenceville
I think you
or Dufferin.
are. Everybody knows who you are, Teena. Come on.
So they said, can you be a server? And I'm like, sure. And then she's like, would you like to carry this big tray of drinks? Maybe you could do the drink part and I'll do the food part. But I was rocking it in the end. I was rocking it by the end of the night. So I'm Rosemary.
Rosemary. Hey, rule of thumb is really your, what do you call that? Garnishes should be edible. This is just a real quick. Oh, here they are. Real quick. Sorry about the mess, guys.
Oh, don't even worry about that.
This is like,
all about
now
the
it's
food.
looking like my house. We're doing these beautiful skewers.
Okay.
Okay? Beautiful skewers.
So is that what is that a caprese? What type of meat is that?
Oh, that is and I do actually need my cutting board. I jumped the gun there. That is Capicolo.
Capicolo.
And
okay.
it is not, it is, oops, sorry.
I'm just moving away.
Should have cubed this cheese.
Okay.
But you see, I just want to show you one, at least one, use, you know the little bocconcini cheese? Have you ever seen them?
Yes.
They're little round. Those are great to use too.
Okay, and what type of cheese is this one?
And this is just a regular mozzarella.
Okay.
Yeah, but those are great. So, I just want to, so we're going to thread cheese.
I love green olives.
Green
I love all olives. But they're also an acquired taste. Not everybody is into olives, right?
No. No, they're not. And we're going to lay, right, just do, and I also have some prosciutto, but I'm just going to keep going with this one.
Yeah, nope. Prosciutto is another one. See, I like a lot of things. It's just not shrimp. But like, I love prosciutto. I love anything that's charcuterie. Like anything, yeah. You can't.
You can't.
You can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. And again, this is something that can be done in advance. It can be any type of theme. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Tis the season. 'Tis pool season. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It always. Charcuterie always looks nice. And so, again, about the presentation.
Well, you know what the thing is? It always looks nice and it's always enjoyable. I mean, we're in the beginning of the year and, you know, we just got through the holiday season, but entertaining doesn't end when the holidays are over.
Entertaining doesn't end.
It doesn't end. I mean, it depends. But, you know, there's always that opportunity to do things. And something like this, as you said, could be made early and left in the fridge.
Correct.
And then, you know what? And you're done. And everybody, almost everybody loves it, right? So, yeah.
Yes, they do. And this is, again, listen, the big trend too, you make the portable little charcuterie treats for everybody individually.
Right.
This is also, I see, very trendy.
Yes.
In the, you know, all served up in a row. How pretty is that? You can add a couple of the microgreens in there for presentation.
It's all about the presentation.
It's all about the presentation. So imagine a whole little row of these.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're having a bunch of people, there's multiple rows, and it makes
multiple rows.
It's absolutely wonderful. So
now, also,
we've got about a minute left.
We got about a minute left. Okay. So one last. You have a minute left.
Yep.
Okay. So what I like to do is, believe it or not, I just like to do a little drizzle.
Okay.
Of this fine balsamic. It just adds some beautiful color.
Do you recommend like just a plain balsamic? 'Cause is there flavored balsamics too that you can get, or is that more like flavored olive oils and that sort of thing?
Yes, there are actually quite a few flavored balsamics that are out there. I've tried a few that are quite nice. Let's just throw a little caprese leaf on there.
Absolutely.
Right? Perhaps not that one because it's bruised. It's a very sensitive. Anyway, so that goes by
Liz,
so fast.
It does. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
always a pleasure.
Teena.
Thank you for joining us. Until next time. Bye-bye for now.
Guys, bye.
So this is like...
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Was that 4 or 5? He's lost count and still thinks he can drive. Do you think he knows that when he is caught and charged with impaired driving, he'll lose his license and a lot more? If he gets in his car, he'll face costs exceeding $20,000.